Hello, everybody. Jenny Burrell here. Well, I am here with one of my dearest colleagues, esteemed colleagues, and I would like to think friend, the wonderful Marietta Mehanni, Australian fitness wellness superstar. We're honoured to have her here at Woman on Fire 2021. Many of you attended her amazing sessions in 2019 when she actually came over to the UK. And so I'm going to pass it over to Marietta now to introduce herself and tell us what she'll be delivering at Woman on Fire 2021. Welcome, Marietta.
Thank you, Jenny, and thank you for having this opportunity to do Women on Fire virtual, because when you sent out the invitations and it was going to be a live event, I was like, damn it, I don't even think I can leave Australia. I don't even think they'll take me back. Like, I'll have to go into quarantine. So this has been an awesome transition and shift, and congratulations to you for doing this. I think, as we were just talking, I think there'll be so many more people that'll be able to access this event. I think it was such an amazing event last year. I loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. I couldn't stop talking about it last year. So I really hope that everyone joins in, because the presenters are fantastic, the quality of the education is fantastic, and the way you run, I mean, the event was just amazing. So I can just only hope for 2021 is going to be even bigger and better.
Yes. Yes.
So a little bit about me.
Yeah.
So I've been in the industry for 30 plus years, and my passion is group fitness. It's always been my passion. I teach both land and water. But for me, I really started to dig deep a little bit about what my why is. And what I realized, and I actually filmed this, I realized what my why is. And my why started when I was really young. It was when I was about 15. My father bought me a gym membership. And so I was overweight. I was in a small country town. I was a little bit ostracized because we were the only sort of ethnic family that lived in this little white town. And I went to the gym, and going from a school environment where I wasn't really, well liked, and because I was just different, and I went to a gym where I was part of a community, and that sold me. That was like, I wanted to always make sure, and it's never left me. That's my why. My why is to make sure that when people join in my classes, that they feel like they're part of a community. And I also like to appeal to people who don't normally fit the box. They're not beautiful, they're not skinny, they're not, physically super skilled.
Yeah.
They're just people who want to move, and hence the reason why I've come up with movement concepts that embrace different people's abilities and skills. And so, the two things that I'm really passionate about, and I've got the media walls behind me, is M Swing, which is a program that I've literally created from scratch with a fantastic physiotherapist. And then there's Gymstick, which I came on board in 2008 was when I did my official training, but have been head of the education for Gymstick since 2010.
Wow.
So it's such a great tool, and it's both of these formats are versatile and very, very cool. And that's why I'll be presenting at the Women on Fire. So we're doing a session called Memory Through Movement, which is all about vestibular training. And I'm really pumped to talk about this because since lockdown,
Yeah.
I've had this opportunity to basically teach whatever I wanted to teach. And I started on Facebook and doing Facebook Lives, and I'm still doing Facebook Lives
Yes,
every day,
I've seen you.
12 o'clock
Yeah.
for free.
Yeah.
I do a class, but and I ran some surveys, the two most popular formats are M-Swing and Gymstick.
Yeah. And I have to tell everybody that in the live Woman on Fire in 2019, these two sessions were remarked upon multiple, well, the most. It was, oh my gosh. And I believe that you came over and you brought your colleague and you bought boxes and boxes of the Gymsticks, and like you were sold out after day one. Yeah. And
We
it was,
were sold out.
yeah,
We had nothing to sell on day two. It was like, I mean, we sat there standing with the Sana. She's from Gymstick
yeah.
International, and we are both looking at each other, going, "What just happened there?" Like, it was crazy. We had at the end of that session, we had a queue of people who wanted to buy the gym sticks, and then the next day, people were like, "Do you have any left?" We're like, "No, we don't have anything
Yeah,
left."
I came from Melbourne. I haven't got any in my hand luggage. No. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was an incredible experience. I remember just like going, "What the hell just happened there?" And the thing was, we brought over 100, and I remember the CEO saying, "Are you sure you want 100?
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot.
Mm.
You know, how many people are attending this event?" I said, "Well," she said, "250 people." He goes, "100." I said, "Look, we'll work it out at the end."
Yeah.
We rang him up
And
on
in
that
the end,
night
I
going,
was like,
"We
hey,
didn't have
you.
enough."
Yeah. I was like, make sure you save me a couple. Hang on a second here. What's going on? So I love the gym stick because, as I said to you, it is something that I'm very passionate about. It's fascial tensioning. So a real integration of the whole body and the strength work as well, like no impact. And somehow you make it cardio as well. So it's kind of like everything. It's anti-sarcopenia, it's anti-osteoporosis. Sorry, so we're loading the muscles, and hopefully then we're getting that carryover to the bones. It's low in impact, so all the people who have pelvic health issues, they then feel like this is a supportive way to exercise. And then we've got all the fab work for cardiovascular system. I love it. I do love it.
Yeah, it's when I started developing the education around Gymstick and really trying to work out what was so cool about it. It's this workout that it integrates balance the whole way through it. It
Of course.
integrates muscle endurance the whole way through it. It there's not like a section on muscle strength and muscle endurance, and then we do some balance, and then we do something else. It's it's all integrated. So you're constantly moving and getting a full body workout. And one of the cool things that I often get remarked on, so I have a membership now and I load up all the Gymstick classes that I teach,
Yeah.
is that people can write comments. And all the time there's a comment, like every day someone's written, "How many more ways can you use a gym stick?" Like, there's something fresh every time. And I'm like, you have no idea. This is one of the most versatile pieces of equipment. I will never run out of ways to use the gym stick in lots of very, very cool different positions. So you can use it like a Pilates reformer, and so all the Pilates instructors love that because it's really cheap and it's very, very portable. And you can manipulate the resistance really easily, so you don't need to buy a whole bunch of them to use. It's
Yeah.
one gym stick,
True.
and then that's all you need. It's
Yeah.
all you need.
Awesome. I'm so excited for people who haven't experienced you to experience you, but also the people who loved you last time to then like have another dose. The last thing and I've put Marietta on the spot here with this. She, before we started recording, she was telling me about, how life has changed for her because, she, like me, well, you definitely traveled way more than me. I had started to slow down, but there was a lot of traveling, even within Australia. And you now, well, COVID has been a blessing for you, and it has transformed your business. And so I asked Marietta to do an extra session on how the pandemic and COVID transformed her business and what it looks like now. And I know that many of you will be able to get so much out of what Marietta has to share, because I think there are people fall into a couple of camps, and definitely there are those who think, do you know what? I was forced, the pandemic forced me into this change. And guess what? Where I've landed feels pretty good. Yeah. So Marietta will be doing an extra session for us on that. Do you want to just maybe give
Yeah.
them a snippet of like how life has changed for you?
Yeah, do you know, and as we were talking about, like, I hadn't realized how worn out I was.
Mm.
You know, uh, like from like you know, driving around Melbourne to go to all the 6 different gyms that I was working at, and that's the least number of gyms I've ever worked at. So 6 different gyms, teaching 16 classes a week, and then on weekends I was presenting, you know, and there's only a small portion of that actually in Melbourne. I'd be flying, yes, you're right, all over Australia, New Zealand, and then internationally. So, you know, like there was a lot of traveling. Weekends was all about traveling, you know, leaving early Friday morning, getting home extraordinarily late on a Sunday night or early Monday morning. And sometimes, Jenny, I would just drive to the gym that I had to teach an 8:30 class on Monday morning, sleep in the car for 4 hours, and then go in and teach. Like it was, it was relentless.
Yeah.
And I wanted, you know, like I'm 49 now, and I was like thinking, is this going to keep, like, it's not that I felt like I couldn't do it, but I was just thinking, is this going to how it's going to always be?
Yeah.
And last year I was like beginning to toss up the possibility of virtual. And I swear the second lockdown hit, it felt like someone had put a bomb up my backside and I was on fire. I was like, now if you don't take this opportunity now to start transforming your business and how you're going to go about it, when will you do it? Now's the time. You've got the time. You can't be driving around. So this is the coolest thing. Everything's on my own terms. I get to teach when I want to teach, not according to a gym timetable.
Yeah.
I can have people all over Australia and New Zealand join me. This happens on a daily basis.
Yeah.
All over Australia and New Zealand join me in my Zoom sessions.
Yes.
That never used to happen before.
Yeah.
I've also realized I have this huge following of instructors who really enjoy doing my workouts, which is enormous flattery for me.
Yes.
But I would have never been able to get in touch with them or contact them because they lived in places outside Melbourne.
Yeah.
So it isn't just my local community. I'm like reaching out to a much broader market. And then I've been able to expose people to things I'm passionate about, M-swing, Gymstick, the other formats that I teach, that
Yes.
would never be on a gym timetable because they would want to put something that they thought people were interested in. So it's been, it feels like this weight got lifted off my chest. Everything's on my own terms. I get to teach when I want to teach. I get to run workshops every weekend. I've
And
got a
stay
whole,
home.
and be at home. The best part, okay, after doing all of this ridiculous travel, right? The best part is finishing a workshop on a Sunday afternoon at say 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock and walking into my bedroom and putting my pajamas on. Like, yes.
Yes.
Yes. And when I end it, it's ended. There's no, okay, pack up everything, pack up the projector, pack up all my stuff, get into the hire car, drive to the airport, drop off the hire car, wait at the airport, get on the plane, get off the plane, wait for my luggage, wait for the
Yeah.
shuttle bus, get to my
Yeah.
car,
Oh
drive
God.
home.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. And we thought that that was normal. We thought that was the only way to go. Yeah.
Well, it was. It was. And the thing that I think is magical now is that COVID-19 really gave people exposure to a platform that they would have never considered before.
Mhm.
Yes, some people, I did, fast tracked. I didn't know very much about Zoom. I did not know what I needed. And, you know, when people say to me, oh, it's all technology, it's too hard. I'm like, you have a brain, you can learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't underestimate your skills. Everyone can learn how to do this.
I always say
So,
a human being made it. A human being can understand it.
oh, I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
A human being made this, not some crazy machine. They didn't make themselves, you know.
Yeah.
That's really you've so inspired me, you know, you really have, because obviously, I mean, I don't do as much live as you do, but yeah, that thing, you know, grasp this as an opportunity to do this work on our terms. And you know, I'm a little tiny bit older than you. I'm 50 now, and absolutely, I mean, I was starting to feel, all right, the wheels were starting to come off my wagon by about 45. I was really feeling that, wow, what's this going to look like, you know, in 15 years time? Because there's no reason why we shouldn't be working in a decade's time, is it? So, but
No.
it's got to be on our terms, and I think you nailed that. I think you know that it's on your terms.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, my darling. I'm just off to interview the amazing Thea Baker next. She's also in Melbourne. It's the Melbourne morning this morning. Um, Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for your amazing contributions and your inspirational leadership in the world of wellness and movement. You know, you inspire me greatly, and I'm glad to know you. I'm glad to know you and to be led by you. I really am.
Oh, thank you, Jenny. Oh
Oh,
my God. That means the world to me, because I just think you're like a goddess.
ah,
Um, and I'd mentioned to a couple of people I was going to be having an interview with Jenny Burrell. They went, ooh, oh, and I'm like, I know,
yeah.
very excited. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Mariette. And I'm so glad that this time on the planet, you know, has been good for you. And I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear a good news story out of all of this mess, you know?
Mm,
Yeah, yeah.
thank you. Yeah.
All right. All right. So everybody, below this video, there's some links to Marietta and all the wonderful stuff she's doing in the world. And honestly, you've got to catch her at Woman on Fire 2021. She is bonkers. You know, bonkers, amazing, not crazy, but literally people's
Yeah,
faces
I'm
coming
a
out
little
of
bit
your
crazy.
sessions. People, it was like, oh my gosh. And then it was like, she is an amazing tutor, an amazing teacher. Yeah,
Thank you.
she plays all out, and even if you just are observing her as a professional, you will see the A-class version of how to do that work that we all love so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jenny. Thank you. It means
All
a lot to me.
right. All right then, Marietta, take care, and thank you for joining me.
You too. Bye now.